Follow the Week on Facebook. Last night tackles gun violence. October 4, 2017. The federal government's response to the largest mass shooting in modern U.S. history, in Las Vegas, has been fine. It's been pro forma, Stephen Colbert said on Tuesday's Late Show, though he had a beef with White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, saying that now isn't the time to discuss tightening gun laws. Where have I heard that before, he asked, playing a compilation clip. Answer: They always say that a gun tragedy is never the right time to talk about stopping the next gun tragedy. It's like your alcoholic uncle wrapping his car around a tree and getting out, saying, "Today's not the day to talk about my drinking. Okay, I'm still drunk right now." Who wants to go for a drive? House Republicans aren't doing nothing, though. They're planning to vote on a bill to legalize silencers, Colbert said, because that's the problem with gun violence, it's the noise. On Jimmy Kimmel Live, Kimmel said he had nothing much to add to his thoughts on Monday night, but did want to address these nuts who spend most of the day today on television and online attacking those of us who think we need to do something about the fact that 59 innocent people were killed and almost anyone can get any weapon they want. He suggested they don't want to talk about it because they are partly culpable, then said it's not too soon for us, because we're Americans, and last time I checked, the First Amendment is at least as important as the Second Amendment, so we will talk about it, and shame on you for suggesting we do otherwise. Peter Weber, October 6, 2017. Chips emotive Ilagiti images. A full third of Republicans disapprove of President Trump's performance in office. A poll released Friday by the Associated Press Nork Center for Public Affairs Research found 67% of Republicans still approve of Trump's performance, though that is a marked decrease from when the poll was taken in March, when 80% of Republicans supported the president's performance. Predictably, Trump's approval rating among other demographics was even lower. Just 28% of independents and 5% of Democrats said they approved of his work in office. Overall, just 32% of Americans approved of Trump's efforts, while 67% disapproved. Legislators fared even worse, however, as just 18% of Americans approved of Congress efforts. Overall, just 24% of Americans feel the country is heading in the right direction under Trump. The poll found a 10% decrease since the poll was last taken in June. In March, the poll found 37% of people felt the country was progressing positively. The poll surveyed 1,150 adults nationwide online and over the phone from Sept. 28 October 2. It has a margin of error of 4.1 percentage points. Read the full top-line results here. Kimberly Alters, October 6, 2017. Tropical storm Nate was clocking 50 miles per hour winds Friday as it swept toward the Gulf Coast, leaving an estimated 21 people dead after passing over Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Honduras on Thursday. CNN reports esta horación atendido 203 emergencias por lluvias, principalmente en Guanacaste y Punta Arenas. Pic.twitter.com Skate95cam, Bomberos Costa Rica at Bomberoxer, October 5, 2017. Nate is expected to worsen into a Category 1 hurricane over the weekend as it makes landfall near New Orleans and sweeps toward the border of Alabama and Florida. There is no need to panic, said New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu after declaring a state of emergency. Be ready and prepare. Get a plan. Prepare to protect your personal property. Gov. John Bell Edwards D. has also declared a state of emergency across the entire state. Evacuations ordered for parts of the Gulf Coast as Nate continues to churn in the Caribbean. For latest, tune in to the Weather Channel. Pic.twitter.com or Frau 8cn, the Weather Channel at Weather Channel. October 6, 2017. The United States has been slammed by three major hurricanes this season so far: Hurricane Harvey in Houston, Hurricane Irma in Florida, and Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. The Nate storm system will still be fairly strong when it makes landfall, but it will be a quicker moving storm than the last few we have had, said CNN meteorologist Haley Brink. It's supposed to be in and out pretty quickly. As much as 12 inches of rain are expected in certain areas. Gvilling for those who have everything. October 6, 2017. Courtesy image. Finally, there's a way to coordinate your jewelry with your water bottle. California jewelry designer Anya Sinicio recently founded Gemwater from $78 to $340, a company that sells a reusable water bottle that contains a removable glass pod filled with opals, garnets, emeralds, amethyst, quartz, or diamonds. The company, which also sells decanters, claims that the gemstones enliven your water, restoring its crystal structure to the quality of actual spring water. Whether or not you believe in the transformative energy of crystals, there is no denying their accessorizing potential. The Week Staff, October 6, 2017. Alex Wong. Getty Images. The Treasury Department's Office of Intelligence and Analysis (OIA) has repeatedly violated domestic surveillance laws by viewing and storing private American citizens' financial activity and data, government officials told BuzzFeed News. The actions, which had been going on under former President Barack Obama, have apparently continued under Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Under Secretary for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence Sigel Mandelker. The Treasury Department is allegedly accessing info that is handed over by banks at the end of each day to a database maintained by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network (FinCEN), which uses the data to watch for activities like money laundering or terrorist operations. The OIA, on the other hand, is tasked with watching for financial crimes outside the U.S., as dictated by a Reagan-era law that limits federal agencies' ability to surveil American citizens. "This is domestic spying," emphasized one senior Treasury official. Some officials also claimed the OIA was allowing additional intelligence agencies to access the information about private citizens, including CIA and Defense Intelligence Agency staffers. Officials from those agencies have been coming to work at OIA for short periods of time, sometimes for as little as a week, and thereby getting unrestricted access to information on U.S. citizens that they otherwise could not collect without strict oversight, BuzzFeed News writes. A Treasury Department spokesman denied the reports, claiming that all its branches operate in a manner consistent with applicable legal authorities. Read the full report at BuzzFeed News. Giveling, October 6, 2017. Sebastian will now if Getty Images. Thousands of humans may still be walking the earth with Neanderthal DNA, and not only that, but traces of the ancient stuff may be influencing skin tone, hair color, and even sleeping patterns in present-day Europeans, a study released Thursday from the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology found. Using the genetic information of over 100,000 people in the UK Biobank, scientists discovered that Neanderthal genes, which make up 1 to 3% of the genetic code of people with European descent, may still have a small effect on some physical traits. No trait can be isolated to a particular gene. Multiple genetic factors affect skin tone, for example, and Neanderthal genetic material only plays one part in determining the tone. But breakthroughs in researching Neanderthal DNA may help scientists understand how some genetic traits function. Most interestingly, Neanderthal DNA has been linked to traits associated with light exposure like circadian rhythms, meaning the ancient genes may affect how people sleep in current times. Neanderthals had greater exposure to UVB rays while living on Eurasia for 100,000 years before they mated with Homo sapiens, so they had more time to get used to a wider range of daylight, NPR explains. Scientists believe that people indigenous to Africa do not have Neanderthal DNA in their genetic code because their ancestors never migrated to Eurasia. The study is limited because the sample size did not extend beyond the UK Biobank, but researchers hope to gain access to other biobanks and databases in the future. Read more about the study at NPR. Eliana Spitzer, October 6, 2017. iStock. The Trump administration announced Friday that an Obama-era requirement that employers cover birth control in their health insurance plans is being rolled back, effective immediately, The Hill reports. Employers, including universities and colleges, that have sincerely held religious beliefs or moral convictions against birth control will be exempt from covering contraceptives. More than 55 million women had access to birth control without co-payments under former President Barack Obama's mandate. The Trump administration acknowledges that this is a reversal of Obama's conclusion that the mandate was needed because the government had a compelling interest in protecting women's health, The New York Times writes. The Trump administration wrote that application of the mandate to entities with sincerely held religious objections to it does not serve a compelling governmental interest. The Trump administration also ruled that the Affordable Care Act does not explicitly require employers to cover birth control and cited risks associated with certain contraceptive methods, additionally claiming that the mandate could promote risky sexual behavior among teens and young adults, The Times writes. Many women's health advocacy groups threatened to challenge the rollback if the Trump administration went through with it. By taking away women's access to no-cost birth control coverage, the rules give employers a license to discriminate against women, argued National Women's Law Center President and CEO Fatima Gosgraves. Giveling. See more. Speed reads.